operation of the national security apparatus. So those are the two sets of appointments that I'm going to announce to you and to the Ghanaian people. I have decided to appoint as my Chief of Staff Akosua Frema Opare Osei, who's a development consultant and a labor and employment expert with 40 years of experience in these fields. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Home Science from the University of Ghana and a Master's degree in Foods from the University of Guelph, Canada. He was a lecturer at the University of Ghana, Dagon, from 1976 to 1982, and a consultant for the United Nations in the Women in Fisheries Program in countries such as Uganda, Ethiopia, Congo, Kenya, and Namibia. She was also Deputy Minister for Manpower, Youth, and Employment from 2005 to 2008 under the government of President John Dankwa Akufo. She's married with 4 children. She has worked very closely with me over these last years, and I have confidence that she will be able to organize the Chief of Staff's office to help me prosecute the agenda and the mandate that the Ghanaian people have conferred on me. So, Madam, stand up for you, all of you, to see. That's I left out the fact that she was also a 2-time Member of Parliament for Ayawaso West Woga. So this is a very rounded woman who has many sides to her. I think that the office that she's going to occupy will be one where her experience and multifaceted personality will be able to deal with very effectively. Thank you. Yeah. The next is the Secretary to the President. I've decided to appoint a 53-year-old lawyer who has been practicing for over 20 years, and that is Nana Bediachu Asante. He's quite a well-known character. Some would say quite a controversial character, but he's a well-known figure, educated in Ghana, the UK, and the United States, and he has a doctoral law degree from the New York University of Law. He's been called to the bar both in New York as well as in Ghana. And right now he's the managing partner at Ampin Chambers. He's a well-known corporate law firm in Ghana. He's married with 4 children. Once again, I believe this is a person of quality and who will be able to help me in the job of president as my secretary. So, come and let the whole world see you. Yeah, this is a nice opportunity. One of the most important fixtures of my political circle the last 20 years is the man who has been the director of research in the electioneering campaigns that I've waged in 2008, 2012, and in the latest one in 2016. He's an economist, he's a consultant, he's a financial and research analyst. And he's in the person of Victor Newman. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Agricultural Economics with postgraduate qualifications in development planning and budget and financial management. He's worked at the Economic Research and Planning Services of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Western Castings Limited, and Ghana Exim Economic Consultants. From 2008 to 2016, as I said, he has served as the Director of Research for my electioneering campaigns. I have no doubt that he will continue to be a pillar in my office, providing the relevant information that would allow us to take good decisions. He's married with 4 children, Mr. Victor Newman. The next is a young man, founder of Tescon, who has been a close aide of mine for many, many years. He's my political assistant, and he's one of the two young men who's going to act as deputies to Akushi Afrima, Francis Asensu Boche. A lot of people think he has a lot of resemblance to the former Congolese leader, Kabila. So they call him Kabila in some sense. He holds a BSc degree in development planning from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Has a master's degree in public policy and administration from the Michigan State University, and a certificate in public sector management from Tulane University, Louisiana, in the United States. He's a development planning, project management, and policy specialist with over 15 years of wide-ranging professional experience in his field. He's worked at the Ministry of Employment and Social Welfare, the Global Media Alliance, Delta Acquisitions, and the Ghana Free Zones Board, amongst other places. He has been my political assistant since 2008. He's married with children. He's done a yeoman's job for me as my political assistant, as it was stage manager, especially the successful campaign that we have just been through. And I have no doubt that he has a lot to bring to the office of Deputy Chief of Staff. It will be another real pillar. He's married with 3 children. This is Francis. The other deputy is a young lawyer, beginning to make a name for himself, both as a broadcaster and as a lawyer. He's a graduate of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, initially with a Bachelor of Science degree in physics. He earned a Bachelor's of Law degree from the Faculty of Law, the University of Ghana, and has been subsequently called to the Ghana Bar as a solicitor and barrister of the Supreme Court of Ghana. That was in 2012. He's in the process of also earning a master's degree in law in alternative dispute resolution from the Faculty of Law, University of Ghana, hopefully this May. He's a member of a very reputable commercial and corporate law firm, that is Mercy's Columbia Law. And ever since his undergraduate days, he's been a close aide of mine. Errand boy, getting information, advising, telling me what the young people are thinking about him. And I found him an invaluable companion and aide and supporter. He's Samuel Abu Jinapo. So that's it. Abu is also married with 1 child. The Director of State Protocol is an old hand, somebody who was a Foreign Service officer, Foreign Service officer, served with distinction, was Chief of Protocol of the Foreign Minister when I was Foreign Minister. I know the quality of his work. He has served in several postings, Saudi Arabia, Denmark, Cuba, and Japan, where he was Deputy Chief of Mission. And his last posting in the Ghanaian Foreign Service was as our ambassador to the Islamic Republic of Iran. Right now he has a job with the United Nations in Khartoum, Sudan. He's agreed to truncate that and come and act as the Director of State Protocol. He's married with 4 children. I'm referring to Ambassador Hassan Ahmed. The next is a young man who's been my press secretary, media secretary for the last 3 or 4 years, and whom I have found to be extremely dedicated and efficient in the work that he's done. A great deal of the information and the publicity about what I'm doing, what our party has been doing, our positions on matters that have been fed to the Ghanaian people have been filtered through him. He's a graduate from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology with a Bachelor of Science degree in Materials Engineering. It tells you that you can be all kinds of things in this world if you so want to be. He worked as a teaching assistant in the Department of Materials Engineering for 1 year, and then joined the Dankwa Institute as a research analyst in 2008. He stayed with the Institute until February 2014, when he came to ACT and became my press secretary. He's been another invaluable assistant to me in the work that I've done that has brought me to where I am today. He's married with 1 child, and he will be the Director of Communications at the Presidency. That is Eugene Ayen. He's one of you. Yes, that's how it is, yeah. The next is one of the MPP's big stars. Done a lot of work for our party, a major organizer and mobilizer of the party. And he's going to be the Director of Operations of the Presidency. Many of the political initiatives that are going to emanate from the Presidency will have him at the head. He's a well-known businessman and an extremely astute politician, well known for his organizational and operational acumen. He was national organizer of our party for 8 years. And before that, he served as the Greater Accra Regional Secretary. In 2012, I appointed him as Director of Operations for the MPP presidential campaign. And in 2016, he worked in the office of my office as the person responsible for monitoring and seeing to the compliance of the various objectives of the campaign. He did another excellent job, and I find it very difficult to go forward without him. That's Lord Oblite Komi. The next person is the young woman who has been in charge of my life. She's organizing my office, my diary, and has proved to be a very strong-willed and excellent personality. Her name is Saratu Atta. She's a graduate of the University of Warwick and holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in Politics and International Studies. She works as a securities trader at the first discount securities house in Lagos, Nigeria, and then went to establish her own security printing company in Lagos. In 2008, she was appointed the MPP campaign secretary and has been office manager and executive assistant to me in my office since 2008. She's a mother of 1 child and one of the people most responsible for keeping me on the straight and narrow. Saratu Atta. The last in the people who are directly affected in my office is a young lady who's come into my life in the last couple of years, whom I've also found to be very, very useful material. And that is Napaga Tia Sulemana. 30-year-old, she's a graduate of the University for Development Studies and holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in Integrated Development Studies, specializing in social, political, and historical studies. She worked at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for a year and has also worked with the Ghana Health Service and the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, on maternal health issues. She was a very prominent campaign aide to me during the recent electioneering campaign and will be a key presidential staffer at Jubilee House when we get there. So those are the appointments that go to the organization of my office as from the 7th of January, the people that you'll be seeing and dealing with. There's another set of appointments that have also to be announced because of their operational significance, and that is those who are going to look after issues of national security in the government. The first, neither of them are here, but the minister here. The first is the National Security Advisor. I decided upon the very eminent soldier, military engineer, who holds an executive master's degree in governance and leadership from GIMPA. He's also a graduate of the Ghana Military Academy. He has a solid military background, having done almost 40 years of distinguished service with the colors. He served in various capacities in both military and local government. He served as the Metropolitan Chief Executive of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly from 1995 to 96. And from 2006 to 2010, he was the General Officer commanding the Southern Command of the Army. He's a very distinguished soldier with a very broad perspective in both political and national affairs, and I'm counting on him to be a source of very good advice to me as the National Security Advisor. That is Brigadier General Emmanuel Ochre is the name. The operator, as it were, the coordinator, who is so-called the National Security Coordinator, is another product of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and a former director of the Bureau of National Investigations, BNI. He worked at the BNI for about 22 years, where he served at command levels in the Northern, Upper East, Ashanti, and Greater Accra regions. He's also served as head of the investigations unit of the Bureau. He rose to become the Deputy Director of BNI and ultimately the Director of BNI from 2005 to 2008. This is yet another very valuable material for me, somebody who's been working closely for me ever since 2009, and I believe that he's the right person, he has the right temperament, very calm, stable man to be the National Security Coordinator. Finally, as part of the national security architecture, is the minister who is going to be responsible for national security. Cannot be an appointment of mine because he needs to go through vetting of the Parliament. I'm hoping that the Parliament will be kind to both him and myself and pass it when the time comes. He is the... Oh, I'm sorry, apparently I didn't mention the name of the coordinator. He's Joshua Treme, the former BNI director, Joshua Treme. So the minister, as you know, the Security and Intelligence Act 526, calls for the designation of a minister with ministerial responsibility for the intelligence agencies and their work, who will be also the accountability person for Parliament and for the public. His name will have to go before Parliament for approval before we can announce him as the minister. But he is, if you like, the minister designate on my part for the national security. A very experienced politician and a very experienced activist in the national security area. He was both Minister of Interior as well as Minister of Defense in President Kufuor's government. Prior to that, he had held equally important jobs as Minister of Energy and Minister of Communications. So we're talking about a public figure with a very broad background in the national issues that confront our country. And I believe that with that background and with the sort of personality that he is, he's going to make an exceptionally good Minister for National Security. So it's the name of Albert Kendapa, and I'm going to urge the Parliament to pass him as quickly as possible so that he can get to work. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the announcement that I have to make. I'm grateful for your presence here. I think it is to be understood clearly that these appointments are appointments that will take effect from the 7th of January. That is, if I survive the oath-taking ceremony. I think we're all right. But these are the appointments that have been announced, and they will get to work immediately on the 7th of January for us to begin this Akufo Addo mandate. So, thank you very much for coming, and there'll be other announcements and other occasions for me to be talking to you. Thank you very much. Thank you. May God bless us and may God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you. Yes. Look, a group picture.